The professor standing looking at all these people in a shopping street in Brussels. You wouldn't think there is a crisis going on, or people feel it, that there's a crisis.
Well, we're in the center of Brussels, and therefore you see a lot of shoppers. But what we're talking about are the millions and millions of people around the world who are suffering from various forms of insecurity. Insecurity in terms of their housing, their incomes, their jobs, and even their relationships and sense of cultural identity. The precariat is a growing body of people and a large number of others who feel they're going to be dropping into the precariat.
Het precariaat, een samentrekking van precair, onzeker en proletariaat. Het is een nieuwe term die veel ladingen dekt en hij slaat ook op velen van ons, voor alle duidelijkheid. Werknemers, van wie steeds meer flexibiliteit wordt geëist, maar ook hooggescholden die nergens terecht kunnen met hun diploma's.
The precariat is something that was wanted by corporations and by governments when they went for labour market flexibility policy. This sort of person is a victim of having fallen out. If you're in the precariat, you're going to be worried that you or somebody you know could end up like this. And that, I think, is the ultimate fear, which is making a lot of people very angry.
Boze mensen, ze waren vorig jaar met velen in betogingen en bezettingen bij ons en wereldwijd. Het is nog maar een begin, zegt Standing. Neem Griekenland. Daar zou het volgens hem wel eens tot een burgeroorlog kunnen komen.
Definitely. In Greece, they've cut living standards so savagely. And the unfairness of what's happened is so strong that the sense of civil unrest is palpable. So that the anger is extreme, it's justifiable. One may not like violence, of course not, but it is a situation which is so severe that anything could happen this year. Anything.
Burgeroorlog in Griekenland. Guy Standing zegt dit niet zomaar. Vorig jaar voorspelde hij de rellen in Londen en hij legt een verband met de Arabische lente, Indignados en Occupy-beweging.
But the days of rage, as I put it, are going to be increasingly common. And as they become more common, I think what we'll see is that fear will change sides. Up to now, people in insecure situations in life are too fearful. They're worried that they may break some law or something and get into even more trouble. But suddenly, the group that are moving into the squares and are demonstrating and forming precariat movements are suddenly saying, look, what have we got to lose? And the fear is moving to the middle class and the affluent, who are suddenly talking about inequality. They're suddenly talking about we have to do something, a Tobin tax, or we have to do something. We have to deal with the bankers and their bonuses. Well, this is an early stage, but I think you're going to see in the next year or two a much bigger movement of people saying enough. We must have a real change.
Echte verandering, zoals een universeel basisinkomen voor iedereen. Guy Standing pleit er al jaren voor.
That way will give people a sense of basic security in which they can build their lives. If you have people without any sense of security, then don't expect people to behave very well.
Would a basic income be affordable for states to provide?
Of course it's affordable, because any policy on social protection is ultimately a question of priorities. Do you provide subsidies to the middle class, or do you provide a floor for the whole of society so that everybody has a basic security, and you build entitlements based on need on top of that. You don't have to be providing the great tax breaks for the super wealthy, and you don't have to be spending on expensive items. So it's a question of priority.
Pressure.